Hello, this is Lisa Lee and welcome to my channel. So today we're doing a reading, what gifts are the 1111 portal bringing you? If you catch this after 1111, we're talking about what's coming, and so I think it's pretty timeless. But if you catch this on the 1111 portal, today is a great day to connect to yourself, your higher self actually. Today is a great day to connect to your higher self. It's a great day to start something new. And the energy is really supercharged for manifesting. So watch your thoughts. See where they're leading you and make sure they're leading you in the right direction. So this is a collective reading, and that means that your intuition is everything and my intuition is supplemental. Some of it's going to resonate, some of it won't. What puts the K in the magic behind collective readings is the randomness in which this reading finds you. And the miracle is when it resonates. It's Spirit's way of saying, I see you. And so this is really about that. This is about Spirit seeing you. And I set the intention that those that were meant to find this would find this. So we're not working with reversals today. I was instructed not to. But we're going to see what Spirit wants to bring out in the way of what blessings are coming to you via this 1111 portal. I'm like, well, yeah, let's just look at, there's a lot that's happening. So let's take a look at a little bit of everything. Okay. Well, that's a good start. Well, I love this. What blessings is the 1111 portal bringing you? A really good one. Let me just take a minute with it because I'm trying to figure out what that is. You do have the Death card on the back of the deck. Don't run away. This is actually pretty good. The Death card isn't scary. It's a card that says if you're looking around in your life right now, and there are things that are rotting around you, it's time to let this reinvention take place. But it's not even a reinvention. It's you're transforming. The blessing that this 1111 portal is bringing in is a transformation that is actually quite cool. I'm so curious though, where you came, like where are you coming from? Because I can see this as like a trajectory going forward, but I want to see where you were real fast. So let me just get a couple clarifiers because I want to see like why is this new direction as much of a blessing as I think it is. Yeah, it's going to put you in a position where you feel really good about who you are, and move you out of feeling like you don't know where you're going. Right, there's healing coming in here. So something that it's interesting what this portal is bringing in for you in the way of the energy around work. I would always think of the devil. The devil card is usually about enslavement in one way or another for me, whether it's an addiction or codependency or an obsession. Like it's something that has a control over another person. This is looking a little different to me right now though, actually, because it's in a position of what's changing about your material world, and the way that it's coming through. It's very career for me, and it's showing me that there's a beautiful obsession coming in related to a new career over here. Again, it's not going to be for everybody, but there's something brand new about the energy coming in around your work, and I don't think that it's your old job, or maybe it's not the job that you're in. And I'm not saying that you're going to be quitting your job or losing your job or anything like that, because I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a new path open up and you abandon another one. So this is a good this is like having an infatuation and an obsession with your area of giftedness, with something that you love doing. So what's happening in terms of a blessing is there's an energy coming into the way that you work that is, I don't want to say like the word diabolical is coming through, but that sounds terrible. And what I'm seeing is more like hyper focus in all of the best ways, where something catches your interest and there's like a level of hyper focus on it, and it moves things into a really good direction. This is coming in. It's almost like you're having a reaction to something that, all right, let me think about how I'm going to put this, because it's like a little bit weird. So if you've ever had something happen where like you're doing a thing and you're trying to do a thing, and then it gets rattly where it gets very frustrated trying to move forward with that thing, but somehow the opposition to whatever you're trying to do, it fuels a resurgence of energy and ambition. And so I am seeing that. So I'm seeing something that is like, so Spirit's bringing in a gift where there's going to be this moment. There's a death card here, and again, like, don't fear it. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's tarot, but there's like chapter 1 of a new book of your life, and where that starts is a beautiful obsession about something that you want to create. Something that has you like kind of in a trance, a little bit transfixed. And so that starts, and you might already be experiencing that. I'm assuming if you're resonating so far that you are, but there's a little bit of a roadblock here. But what the roadblock actually does is like make you like 5 times as ambitious related to whatever this is. So there's that obsessive quality, that hyper focus moves you out of a stuck position. I'm being shown like when your tire gets stuck in the snow and you're like pushing, this like moving you out of that, like where the wheels are spinning. And so this is actually part of this blessing. And what I really like about what's coming in the way of material gains is that it's a slow and it's a steady. The Ace of Pentacles here always says to me, this is supposed to be your path. This is the path that the divine laid out for you, and that is meant for you. And when you're on the path that is meant for you, there's an ease in which you travel that path. And I like that there's a slow, steady, plotted kind of an energy to this move forward because of how much passion is backing it and how much focus is backing it. If it was like the Ace of Wands, I would be like, get it, you need your seatbelt and a helmet. But the way in which this change is coming in and the way in which it's bolstered, that it's the coins, the pentacles, that the energy has a weight to it and a groundedness to it makes me very happy. So this is something that is going to be materially satisfying. I'm going to look at what this is in a second, like more particularly. But as we move through, finally for you, I mean, I love this blessing of justice because it comes at you in a way that is like, that's love. This is a gift of love in this justice. And I heard poetic justice even. Oh, interesting. This looks like poetic justice to me. Yes, it does. We're going to look more particularly about what that poetic justice is. And this we're going to get some information on. This I want to know more about because one of the things that this 1111 portal is bringing you is information. And the way that this information is looking to me, I think it kind of changes things. And there's a message that changes the way things like look to you. This is where I see like the butterfly busting out of the cocoon as a result of this message. So we're going to find out more about this message. The good news related to this message, and we're not doing reversals today. My guide is like, hello. The good thing about this is it puts you in this Queen of Wands energy. And so you've got this like passionate, obsessive, but like beautifully obsessive, like focused sort of energy. This is an inspiration, Spirit is showing me, something that's truly inspiring. And it doesn't just have your attention. Like it has this inspiration has the quality, like has a magnetism to it. It's pretty cool. So everything kind of like, everything is leading you. You're like you're very much like on the right path to like everywhere you're supposed to be here. I'm flipping those around. Even so, yeah. So you're really getting close to where you're meant to be moving. You might be there already. Yeah. So Spirit is basically showing me that, like, you know, we started a new chapter. It's fueled by your ambition and your passion and your inspiration. It does kind of force you to cancel a bad road anyway, or, you know, turn down a road that, yeah, so Spirit's saying there's a dead end that like leads to like this, it's almost grounding this effort. So I'm going to find out again more about what that is, but it's almost kind of grounding, and fueling, and it's like supercharging this movement forward into this new path, justice with love. The message coming in does make you feel incredibly confident and beautiful, and it has a passionate quality to it, but there's like a warrior quality to it too, so we're going to look at that. There's a defense related to community, and actually Spirit is saying like this is related to like what you think of as reputation and what is actually your own perception, but I'm going to find out more about that too. So let's go ahead and take a look about, let's see, where do we want to start? Let's start and see what is this road that's kind of foreclosing in order to pivot you towards this better road that is meant for you. So let's take a look at what that is. We can look at what the nature of the inspiration is in a second as well, but I'm going to get some cards for this area. You're looking at a transformation, but you're looking at the kind of transformation that that makes you feel new again, and I think it's really beautiful. All right, so let's take this a step further. What is the road that's kind of foreclosing to make a path that actually is, yeah, so Spirit's saying that other path was just going to always be like a dead end with like weeds and potholes, and so this new path, again, like the path that is meant for you, has a smooth quality to it. It doesn't mean it's not hard. It just has a smooth quality to it. You're not facing so much opposition. So the Death card and the Knight of Pentacles. It's the blessing of transformation, because this is a blessing. So there's no, we are in Scorpio season. That does mean like the Death card, and that does mean that we're going to be like pulling up some of the gunk and cleaning out some of what is blocking our manifestations a little bit, because manifestations again today are supercharged, and everything that's been in the works is sort of coming to fore at a clip, really. You are closing out an old cycle. Like absolutely closing out an old cycle with a path that sucked, really. And again, you have the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, which tells me that this is a very conscious and thoughtful decision to move into this new direction. There's nothing jolting or shocking about it, I don't think. Let me get another card. What is the feeling behind this? What is the feeling that we're going to get? All right, this is a million, but I'm just going to go through. You're going to be very decisive. It's going to feel like, there's going to be a feeling for you where you don't feel any lack related to whatever this change is. There is a moment of some confusion though. It takes a little while for you to see that, like, with the closing of the old path, there is a new path. So it takes you a minute to be like, where's the new path? And then there's a kind of a balancing between what was and where you're going, until you get a real insight about how this was meant for you all along. So like, that's kind of the emotion behind it. So I'm not worried about any kind of like internal turmoil. As far as, let me just see real quick, the nature of this work. What is the nature of this work? It's a new thing for you, actually. It's a new thing. And I guess we want to know more about that in a second. So we know this is your path. We know that it's at a good pace. We know that the justice that's coming in is love-based, and we know that there's something here about the way that you perceive yourself that doesn't actually need to be defended, but that you're defending a perception. Let me take a look at what this is, because there's a message that comes in that has you putting up your wall a little bit. And why is that? Justice. Ooh. Huh. With the, what do we got on the back here? We got the Knight of Wands. Something comes in quick, and it's justice. It feels like justice. Why is the Seven of Wands? Why is the defense here? We'll look at what kind of justice. Yeah, justice related to love. Why is the defense here? Oh. Huh. Interesting. Wow. So you've been carrying like a huge burden of stuff, carrying around everything. Like it's almost like the slate is getting wiped clean. Stuff that you've been carrying in the way of a burden, you're going to see close to that. The World card's right here. But Temperance, first of all, this, I love that this card feels like angelic assistance to me every single time. But also, there's a balance that comes in for you. This defense is not a negative one. This is a defense of your position in community, that it does justice to who you are with this Queen of Wands. And the message that is coming in, I want to see what that's about. What is the message coming in? Yeah, Spirit's saying like, let me get a minute with this. There's a channel coming through that is like a little hard for me to get a hold of. What is this message? Angels and guides. What is this message? You're way more established than you realize. And there's someone who sees you really clearly. This justice is related to justice in love. And so we're going to get a little bit more on that, but I love it so far. Let's take a look at the justice in particular and see what that is, because I want to know. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and actually I want to keep this because I want to see what is this path that is foreclosing. Did we actually look at that in any meaningful way? Yeah, we did. Spirit wants me to go back to it for a second, so I'm going to. All right, what is this? In terms of the path that's closing out, what is the nature of it? Like death is with the nature of it. Transformation is the nature of it. So a path that you're already on is transforming. That's cool. Okay, so what I'm being shown is, yeah, there's a way in which a path that you've been plotting completely transforms. Yeah. And it sort of ends the way that you were traveling, basically, and begins a completely new path, born of a completely new inspiration that like fuels you right. Yeah, like a wind. I'm seeing a wind go into the sail and then the boat moves forward. So this is really going to be wind in your sails. What is, so what is the nature of that road though? I just want a quick clarifier on like, what is this for you? Yeah, interesting. I want to see more. Okay, that, and you're really inspired by something that like, oh my God, okay. This is not a bad ending of a road at all. So this is something that is going to come alive as you step into your gifts, and this is you stepping into your gifts. Your psychic abilities are leading you. So there's no being pushed off the path. This isn't a hard lesson by contrasts. This is your psychic abilities are literally like leading you onto like a path that has like a ton. You're passionate about it. It feels like celebratory, and there's a lot of emotional fulfillment there. So, you know, because I went back to this like a bunch of times to be like, Spirit, do I have to worry? Like, is there any reason for anxiety? Because I get like that when I'm reading cards. I'm like, wait, what road is closing out? Even if it's a road I don't want, what is it? You know, so that's kind of, but this is Spirit really coming in and reassuring me and saying like, no, like what I'm trying to get through to those resonating with this is that this is not, especially with this, the feeling of the Devil card in this particular position right here, this is not a bad thing. Like, and it's a blessing, so why would it be a bad thing? But what Spirit is saying is like there is a joyous redirecting that you can expect here, which I love. So I just want to see what this is over here related to the way in you're getting a message. What's the message? What's the message coming in? What is this message coming in? What is this message? Okay. Even though we shuffled, we're still back at this. So this is, again, like you're really stepping into your gifts, really stepping into your gifts are like incoming as like something that you integrate in a way that's where we see this like rocket ship of really positive, beautiful, meant to be ambition. Freedom from something that's drudgery. So there's a message here related to like where there's a way out of drudgery. It might feel a little bit like, you know, some of the things that you were hoping would manifest didn't, but that might be just a moment. I'm seeing that as just like a moment. But there's really clear, concise information coming through that is not pulling any punches. This message is not going to be like something you have to decipher. But it's a redirect. So what part of your blessing is a redirect? There's a major redirect going on here. And so you can expect beautiful transformation in the way that an inspiration moves you out of something that feels flimsy, right? Like there's no, yeah. So it's moving you out of what this is, which is something that doesn't feel like it's supposed to be your path anyway. Like there have been like 10 false starts from this position, and this isn't difficult. You know, this is going to be like this inspiration is this gift. You deserve this justice in love, and you deserve this justice. You know, justice card came out twice, as did the death card. So this transformation is a transformation that brings you reciprocity for everything that you have been, you know, putting out there in the way of manifesting love coming towards you. There's a justice to the way in which this energy is moving you out of not being able to see your way through into a brighter space. Letting go of stuff that you're waiting to like come to fruition, and waiting to come to fruition, and wanting to see if it'll come to fruition, and having this reaction to this message that is like very decisively. Let me see one more thing. Six of Wands and 10 of Pentacles. You're watching the shuffle, so you're seeing how good this is. This is an amazing portal for you. I want to get a little bit more. This is pretty much all good news. And we'll see if there's anything Spirit wants you to be aware of. I think there's not a drop of this defending yourself socially a little bit. What is that? It's a victory. Whatever it is a victory. So if you're called to a position where you have to put up a little bit of a defense, that is a victory. That cuts you loose from something that you may have felt like had you a little bit trapped. And there's not really contention or difficulty in any of this. This is just you being firmly planted and firmly established. And this is justice related to receiving love. I love it. All right, so let's take a look at, so let me move this out of the way. So from this point, we're going to just see if there's anything Spirit wants us to know We're going to look at relationships real fast. I'm not going to take forever, but we'll take a few minutes to do that, and then we'll get general advice. So, Spirit, let's take a look at, in terms of relationships, what gifts are the 1111 portal bringing in related to relationships? What can we expect to manifest in that way? Something, it's almost, you know, it feels almost like a discovery to me. It's almost like you discover something. There's almost like a feeling of discovery and wonder with whatever that hyper focus ends up being, in terms of like, you look at it and you don't look away. It's like a romance with creation, really. So in terms of relationships, what is the blessings that this 1111 portal are bringing in? What can we wait for or see? What is manifesting? What's manifesting is a breakthrough. Yes, yeah, and it's needed. There's been a stalemate here, and carrying a big burden all by yourself about something, and some inner conflict too. So let's just take a look. So there's an end to that. There's action taken, but what does it mean? Let's take a look. Okay, this is a blessing, and it might be a tiny bit of a blessing in disguise, but I want to see why that would be. Oh. Okay. Oh, interesting. There's a really interesting thing here coming through, but let me get the rest of the cards. All right. Oh, I love it. Okay, so what's happening with relationships? You're having a major glow up. And it's a glow up on the heels of like what felt like a major glow down. You may have felt that all the processing that you've been doing over the last 2 years, and that you've really come into a place of reinventing yourself. But there was also this feeling of being like dialed all the way down, having everything sort of dimmed down. For lack of a better way of putting it, like not wanting to wear hard pants, jeans, you know, like just kind of a sweatpants, kind of a feeling of like having the volume turned down on your vibrance. And that's over. And it might have been in relation to somebody who kind of like made you feel like that. Let me take a look real quick. So you're taking this action. I need another couple of clarifying cards here, Spirit. Taking action. All right, I need a minute to grab a couple more cards because there's a couple of foggy areas here in this, so let me take a look. So in terms of blessings coming in related to relationships, there's a breakthrough. Yeah, that is really evident. Oh, we've got the Six of Wands. Again, this is a victory. So the breakthrough for you, it moves you out of feeling like you've got to balance something that you don't want to balance with something that you do want to balance. And there's a real breakthrough, kind of like a reckoning of seeing things that you see what you want. You see what's really important. You know, we have the Ten of Pentacles right here. You see what's really important for you and your foundation. And you kind of have a victory in perspective. So with this Four of Cups, I'm seeing somebody looking at like this is a rejection card for me most of the time. But this is a person who is looking at the wrong thing and not seeing that there's love being offered to them from above, because they're focused on like the sad rejecting, like what happened here. They're looking at something, the one cup that, let me just take a minute and take a look at this because this is interesting. I don't want to say it's a temptation, but there's something that comes in with an offer that you want to move towards, but you have been kind of like balancing it, or it's, you know, or whatever you're interacting with, like the person you're interacting with is sort of balancing things. But there's a victory here in like finally like looking at yourself and having this moment of like, I'm not going to accept like even a little bit less than what I know I'm worth. I'm not going to accept anything less than what will serve my foundation in a stable way and serve my growth in a stable way. And so this breakthrough leads you to this Queen of Wands position. And so in relationships, you're going to find yourself snapping out of anything that may have seemed like, I don't even know how to express like what that feeling is. I think it's, I keep on thinking sweatpants, right? But this, let me get some clarifiers on this Five of Swords, because there's a conflict that it's not really, because we see the Victory card here and because I see exactly kind of how this is going, I need a little bit more on that. But I think it's just like that moment when you kind of say like enough, right? Enough is enough. But let's see what that means. You take this very hard line, drawing a line in the sand, self-love position, and it heals you. It nurtures you. And it brings you into a relationship with others in a way that, I'm going to get some more on the Seven of Pentacles. What is that? And we'll see who's coming in terms of what energy is coming in. But this is like an overall, there's a breakthrough for you that pivots you out of looking at, you know, despair, rejection, like bad feelings, and trying to balance where you feel not so great with what you really want. Huge breakthrough there. You take a head over heart position on something that wasn't serving you, and you're very decisive about it. It doesn't even hurt. Yeah, there's a sense in which you may find yourself triumphantly single as opposed to like sad single. Not for everyone. Again, this might not resonate with everyone, but Nine of Pentacles is a pretty dope card in terms of like you look good, you feel good, you're on top of your game, you're missing just one pentacle. And that could be relationship, but it could be something else, you know, but you really have, you know, you've had to go into yourself in order to find your way out. Enough that this is not something that you feel it's triumphant, it's fair, it's generous, you know, there's like a beauty to it. But it leads you into relationship with others, and I just want to see what that Seven of Pentacles is related to that, because there's more than one person here coming towards you, and there's something you're kind of like finally shaken off. What is this? The Seven of Pentacles. Ooh. So this is that Devil card. So we started the reading, and this is the same feeling, so I know what it is. So we started the reading with career and inspiration related to career, and it was this Devil card, and it felt to me, and I hate to say it this way, it had like a, you know, there's a word that's coming through, and it's so strong, and I'm just kind of embarrassed to say it, but I might do it anyway. All right, so there's the Devil card that came out earlier. It was like a, it was drive. It was drive, you know, I don't know if you know, like psychology, the death drive. Like, so the feeling I felt was like a drive, and it was a very positive drive because it was linked to an inspiration that was bringing you to your path. So in terms of relationship, this relationship, the Three of Pentacles, this is related to that. This Devil card. So this Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. 7, 8, 9, 10. So your 10 of Pentacles situation, it's going to come together for you, and it creates this drive in the right direction. And so there's something really beautiful about that, because we have the Hierophant in the World, which is and wish fulfillment. This is looking real good. So this person that's coming towards you is related to your work. How so? The Star and the Page of Pentacles. So this is again linked to the Page of Pentacles from where you were going in terms of career earlier, you know, and what was coming through. So you've got a new path, and on that new path are new relationships, and they're healing relationships. And this is all related to something that you have so much passion with, that it's like this huge drive, and it sparks that, and it sparks the inspiration. These two worlds kind of collide for you. This is part of what the blessing is that's coming through. Let me look at the Eight of Swords here real fast, because you're moving from this Eight of Swords position, and this actually, like from a psychic standpoint, this feels like sweatpants to me. That's resonating for somebody, and I don't know who it is. But I just want to see what that is, because this is your glow up. And I want to see why this Eight of Swords is here, having you think that there's no way forward. Well, there's movement. So what is that movement? This new beginning with the Fool. Can we get a little bit more on what that is? This new direction that you're being guided towards, and you're being guided towards it, like, by and large, your spirit team and your Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You've got a new path. Your blessing coming in with the 1111 portal is a wish fulfillment related to career and relationship and a major glow up, which all of that seems too good to be true. If you follow me, you know that my readings, there's like a lot of shadow work involved. So this is coming through because this is coming through, and it's not coming through because it's Happy News Tarot hour, you know, but it is. You're seeing this beautiful transformation of your life, and it's not traumatic. It's not traumatic. It's not a traumatic transformation at all. It's a really fun glow up transformation. But it's a whole new world. You might be in this, might be in the Eight of Swords kind of place right now with how you feel about yourself. Like, Spirit's almost showing me that there's like, there's a sense in which you're like, ah, yeah, good things coming. And it makes sense, I guess, from that position. But your glow up is like, it's ignited. And then I actually see like a, what is that? Like a rocket ship? Yeah. Take off. Like it's something that propels you forward with such force. And again, it's like I'm seeing someone like going down a happy slide. Totally transforming your life from what you can see now. It's a whole new beginning. So that's pretty cool. And that's what this day and this portal is about, actually. Really, like, what are you manifesting? What's the beginning you're manifesting right now, and the blessings that are coming through. And so that's what we're looking at. You are manifesting a beginning, but it's a comprehensive beginning, and it's one of the few times where I've seen a comprehensive beginning that seems smooth, really smooth. Integration and divine feminine energy. One more. So we're going to close with some spirit, some advice from Spirit, and we're going to use some oracle cards for that. So I do like to read these. I've been told I read them too fast, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit. But we have an integration of your divine feminine energy is really being healed at this time. I think that that's where we see like sweatpants to glow up. And I love sweatpants. I live in sweatpants, so I'm not in any way judging that. But the healing of the divine feminine right now is going to transition you into a life that feels like a miracle to you. And so that is like a massive blessing that I'm seeing come through here. And I'm hearing hope delayed makes the heart sick. Hope delayed makes the heart sick. This is a Bible verse. And so what I'm hearing is this is hope finally not delayed. And I'm almost getting teary at that sentence. I'm getting kind of like, it's making me, there's a tender relief in it. So this is beautiful. I'm really excited for you, and I feel such excitement for where this is leading you. So I'm going to read these cards because I do love reading the blurbs, and I'll try and slow it down so that I'm not speeding through it. But with this integration that's being activated in you through this 1111 portal, we have the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. And this is where I'm seeing this major healing come in for the part of you that receives. The divine feminine is it's a strong energy. People often think of it as a passive energy. It's not, in my experience. And the example that I use often in readings is when, I don't know if you've ever seen like these examples where like a woman is able to like throw a car across the street because it was falling on her child. Like there's a superhuman strength that comes in, protective like strength from that instinct. So the divine feminine energy is very powerful, no question about it. But this is the part of you that creates, this is the part of you that receives. And so we're seeing such a healing with that. And so I'm going to read this. The frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side. allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect your intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. This is where I see you really feeling at home within yourself and having that peace that doesn't require anything, and like it's a peace that doesn't require any cooperation from the outside world. It just lives in you. So it's a major grounding force. And this transition where you're moving into this phase of your life that's actually going to feel kind of miraculous is, I'm going to read it. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. And that's what I saw. I saw this major transformation for you, but it looked so easy and graceful. It was very positive. I wasn't seeing any harsh contrasts. I want to read the miracle card. So this is the stuff that's activated in your life as a result of this 1111 portal. I'm seeing it very clearly. With the miracle card, the frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source and therefore our belief that anything is possible. So this is like, these are the things activated for you. These are getting activated through this portal for you right now. I'm going to take a little bit more in the way of what Spirit wants to bring through, but this, I want to see what, like, something about this miracle. It's what I'm being shown is that you feel you gain this new orientation towards your life where things are very miraculous and very magical. Let me just take a quick look here and see what advice Spirit wants to bring in. So this is what's being activated for you. And so how this ends up working its magic, dare I say, is, let's take a look, see what Spirit wants to bring through as a closing little piece of information here. This is the stillness with that peace. This is what I'm seeing here. It's like this grounding peace within you that is so... I don't know if you've ever met somebody who walks into their room and they have presence. That's what I'm seeing for you here. It's beautiful. Oh. All right. So you're actually coming into this position where you haven't had this opportunity, but Spirit's saying you're really finally coming into a position where it's not a strain to try and live up to your potential, where you're actually going to like be self-actualized to the extent where you're going to be operating out of your potential. And it's a lot of power. It's a lot of peace. There's a little bit of a risk that you're, you know, in that first spread that we did with this reading, you know, I kind of fixated on the Page of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords, because I said, like, what's this bad path? Is there an attachment to this bad path? There might be a little attachment to the bad path. That's what I felt. That's why I kept on like needling for more information. So there might be an attachment to the bad path that requires just a little bit in the way of a willingness to take a risk. And I don't see any problem in making that decision, because it's very much like, see the way in which the eagle's gliding on the wind. The wind is supporting the eagle's passage forward. So this risk that you're taking, it's very supported and it feels very supported. And it's bringing in a ton of blessings. So Spirit is bringing so much in for you with this 1111 portal. And the message is like, embrace these blessings, embrace these miracles. Agree that these are meant for, like, agree that you can have this and it's yours. So this is a great day for manifesting. So this is what Spirit is manifesting through your life in the way of activation, in the way of trajectory. And it like kind of looks too good to be true, honestly, but it's good. And it really, really is. So I'm going to close there. I feel great. I wish you could feel this energy. It feels amazing. Maybe you can. All right. So I'm going to close there. And I'm so grateful that, I guess we didn't see all the cards here. I didn't have them all in. I am so grateful that, that we were able to do this reading, and I look forward to seeing you again.